Hello, my amazing learners, and welcome back to the Wisdom English podcast. There's the English you learn in a textbook, and then there's the English that native speakers actually use in the real world. Unfortunately, they are not always the same. Have you ever learned a phrase in class, felt very confident, but when you used it in a real conversation, the native speaker gave you a slightly confused look? It's a frustrating feeling, and you are not alone. Today, we are going to fix that. We are going to cover 16 common phrases that many students learn, but that native speakers almost never say. They are either outdated, too formal, or grammatically incorrect. But don't worry. For each one, I'll give you the natural, confident, and modern replacement that you can start using today. And make sure you stay with me until the very end, because I'll reveal the simple secret that will immediately help you sound more natural in any conversation. Let's begin. Mistakes in greetings and small talk. Let's start with the very first phrases we use when meeting people. The first one I often hear in emails is, "How do you do?" Now, this is grammatically correct, but it is extremely outdated and overly formal. We just don't use this in 2025. When I hear this phrase, I instantly think of an old black and white movie. Many students use this, thinking it's a polite way to say, "How are you?" But, "How do you do?" is actually a very old-fashioned way of saying, "Nice to meet you." So, please stop using it. When you meet someone for the first time, just use these simple, natural phrases. "Nice to meet you." Or, if you want to be a little more formal, "It's a pleasure to meet you." The second phrase I want you to stop using is, "What is your job?" Again, this is 100% grammatically correct, but it's too direct. It sounds very unnatural, almost like an interrogation or a police interview. So what do we say instead? The most common and natural replacement by far is, "What do you do?" It's that simple. Often we'll add "so" to the beginning to make it sound more conversational. So what do you do? Let's imagine you're at a party meeting someone new. Alex. "It's a great party. I'm Alex, by the way." Maria. "Hi, Alex. I'm Maria." So what do you do? Alex. "I'm a graphic designer. What about you?" See? It's smooth, friendly, and polite. A few other options you might hear, which are a bit more formal, are, "What do you do for a living?" or "What kind of work do you do?" Now, what if you are the one answering that question, but you don't have a job? I often hear students say, "I'm jobless." This is grammatically correct, but it sounds very negative and harsh. It can make the listener feel a bit awkward. A more factual and professional sounding word is, "I'm unemployed at the moment." Using "at the moment" is great, as it suggests the situation is temporary. But if you want to sound more positive, which many native speakers prefer, you have some wonderful options. "I'm between jobs right now." This is a very common and optimistic phrase. It suggests that you have left one job and are in the process of finding the next one. "I'm currently looking for a new position." "I'm exploring new opportunities at the moment." This one sounds very proactive and positive. Common grammar and preposition errors. This next group includes some of the most common grammatical errors I hear every single day. The first, and perhaps the biggest one, is, "I'm agree." This is grammatically incorrect. In English, agree is a verb, not an adjective. In some languages, the equivalent word is an adjective, so you need the verb to be. But in English, you just need the subject and the verb agree. The correct sentence is, "I agree." You can say, "I agree with you." "You agree with a person." Or, "We all agree on the plan." You agree on a topic or decision. If you want to use the verb to be, you would have to say something like, "I am in agreement with you." But this is very formal and much less common than just, "I agree." Here's another daily mistake. I'm waiting you. This is grammatically incorrect because you are missing a very important preposition. The verb is to wait for someone or something. The correct sentence is, I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for my friend. We are waiting for the right time. The only time you don't need for is if you don't specify what you are waiting for. For example, she's waiting in the parking lot. But 99% of the time, if you mention the person or the thing, you must use for. Next up, let's discuss about it. This is incorrect because the preposition about is not required. The verb to discuss means to talk about. It already includes the word about in its meaning. The correct sentence is, let's discuss it. Let's discuss the project tomorrow. You would say, let's talk about the project, but you just discuss the project. This next one is a very common preposition error. I'm married with Kevin. When we talk about being married to a specific person, we use the preposition to, not with. The correct sentence is, I'm married to Kevin. She is married to a musician. He is married to his high school sweetheart. You can also change the sentence structure and say, Kevin and I are married, which is also very natural. So, when can you use with? You can use with to talk about children. For example, they are married with 3 kids. This is grammatically correct because it means they are married and they have 3 kids. Confusing adjective and verb forms. This next group of mistakes is very common for B1 and B2 learners. The first one is, I'm interested in art. This is grammatically incorrect because it's the wrong adjective form. The correct sentence is, I'm interested in art. This is a very important rule. Adjectives that end in ed like interested, bored, excited, describe a feeling or an emotion. It's how a person feels. I am interested in art. This is my feeling. Adjectives that end in ing like interesting, boring, exciting, describe the thing or person that causes the feeling. My art class is interesting. The class causes my interest. You can combine them in one sentence. I am interested in art because art is interesting. Here's another very tricky one. I'm used to wake up early. This is grammatically incorrect. The correct phrase is, I'm used to waking up early. This can be very confusing, but here is the simple rule. 1. If you say, to be plus used to, you are describing a feeling of comfort or a habit that is normal for you. You must use the gerund, the ing form, after it. I am used to waking up early. It feels normal to me now. She is used to living in a big city. 2. If you just say used to, with no verb to be, you are describing a routine action in the past that you do not do anymore. You must use the base verb, infinitive. I used to wake up early. This was my past habit, but now I don't. She used to live in a big city. This was her past, but now she lives somewhere else. This next mistake is one I hear from my advanced students. I'm tired lately. This is grammatically incorrect because the verb tense presents simple. I'm does not match the time reference, lately. The words lately and recently signal an action that started in the past and continues until now. Therefore, you must use the present perfect or present perfect continuous. The correct sentences would be, I've been tired lately. I have been tired. We've been working hard recently. We have been working. If you want to use I'm tired, you must use a different time reference, like I'm tired right now, or an adverb of frequency, like I'm always tired. Unnatural phrasing and word choice. This last group is about phrases that are grammatically correct, but just sound unnatural or textbookish to a native speaker. First, I like it very much. This is correct, but it sounds very robotic and old-fashioned. So, if someone asks you, do you like ice cream? How would a native speaker answer? They might add really before the verb. I really like ice cream. They might add a lot at the end. I like ice cream a lot. Or they would simply use a stronger verb. I love ice cream. Next, a great relation. This is usually a direct translation from another language. In English, the correct word choice for a connection between people is relationship. You need to add that ship at the end. I have a great relationship with my boss. She is trying to improve her relationship with her brother. The word relations with an S is used, but it's usually in a very formal context, like international relations. For your daily life, the word you need is relationship. Here's another one. I prefer more coffee. This is an incorrect word choice. The verb prefer is used to show a choice between two or more options. If you simply want more coffee, you should say, I'd like some more coffee, please. You use prefer when you are comparing. I prefer coffee to tea. I like coffee more than tea. A waiter might ask, would you like nuts with your dessert? You could say, no, thank you. I prefer something sweet, like chocolate. Next is a grammar mistake. Learning English is the better. The issue here is combining the comparative form, better, with the superlative form, which uses the. Better is a comparative. It must compare two things, and it uses the word than. This podcast is better than that one. Best is the superlative. It compares three or more things, and it uses the word the. This podcast is the best. Here's another one that sounds unnatural. I will go abroad next year. When we talk about confirmed future plans, native speakers almost always prefer to use the present continuous. It sounds more natural and certain. The more natural phrasing is, I'm going abroad next year. I'm moving to a new apartment next month. Finally, a very common textbook phrase, please repeat. While this is correct, it's very unnatural and sounds like a command or something a robot would say. In a professional situation, you can say, sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Or, could you say that again, please? In a casual situation with friends, you can simply say, what was that? Or, sorry, what'd you say? These are much more natural and will make your conversations flow much better. The final secret. So now you have removed 16 phrases that are outdated, unnatural, or grammatically incorrect. And you have added so many natural, confident, and modern phrases to your vocabulary. And now for the secret I promised at the beginning. The simple secret that ties all of these phrases together is this. Sounding natural is not about using big words. It's about using the right small words. Notice how many of our corrections involved small prepositions, like married to, waiting for, correct verb tenses, like I've been tired, and using simple, natural phrases, I like it a lot, instead of old, formal ones, I like it very much. Fluency is found in these small details. So my challenge to you is this. For today, I want you to choose one of the textbook phrases you used to say and practice replacing it with its new, more natural version. Tell me in the comments below which phrase you are going to change. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Wisdom English podcast channel to watch our next videos.